I don't think anybody here really understands what the rules are.
Nobody here does either, Simon. But that's your fault for not having enough common sense.
Well, exactly.
Just like if your children burnt to death in Grenfell Tower, it was your fault for not having enough common sense.
My Prime Minister, when he goes on TV, doesn't explain to me when he's spouting all this nonsense. He doesn't explain which bits are meant for England only, which bits are meant for the whole of the UK. It is. I watched the press conference last night, and at no point did the minister explain that what he was saying just applied to England. And it's just utter confusion. I've got a friend of mine who yesterday, he said, I've arranged to meet he hadn't seen his father for weeks, and they'd arranged to meet in a park. And then just before he was going to go out, his wife noticed that the rules are still different in Wales and that he can't do it. So he had to go and call it off. There's just utter confusion here. And the
clarity and leadership,
system,
isn't it? Clarity and leadership.
The alert system, 1 to 5 in England. Apparently here, we've got a 3-level traffic light system. You won't find anybody who knows. In fact, you'll have trouble finding anybody who understands at which point the UK government starts and the Welsh Assembly government takes over. It's just a shambles, and we've seen traffic increasing.
Sorry, I just need to correct something. I keep saying the 6th of May. I'm not quite sure why. It might be linked to my wedding anniversary. It was the 10th of May that speech was given. I'm just to clarify on that. So you're on the cusp of Wales and England in Newport, really, aren't you?
I'm about 10 miles from the English border, so a lot of people who live here will also work in England.
I can understand the traffic light system. I don't know if you
confusion.
Go on. I don't know if you heard Mark Drakeford on the programme, but I understand the traffic light system. I don't understand the English alternative, which I think is common sense.
Well, there is that. But the traffic light system is probably easier to understand, but nobody in Wales really knows it exists.
And I wonder whether there's a difference between Welsh-speaking people and English-speaking... Well, anyway, that's a conversation for a different day.
I don't think it's that. I think it's also the fact that Welsh media isn't perhaps as strong as perhaps is in Scotland. I mean, so far this morning I've listened to LBC. I've watched Good Morning Britain on my iPad, which doesn't have regional opt-out, so I could tell you all about the tube in London, but I couldn't tell you about what's happening in Wales. No. And I just think that there's utter confusion here. Nobody really understands who's responsible for what. But it's the fact that Boris Johnson is going on TV and he's addressing the nation, but he's at no point saying, of course, if you live in Wales or Scotland, you should check with your own local administrations. You know, or
Liverpool or Manchester or even London, where they've ordered an increase to the congestion charge, which is going to push more people onto the public transport that they're telling people to avoid.